Hey everybody, welcome back to American History with Mr. Finn. We are coming off of a major test. So before we jump back into the turn of the century that we are in right now, which is the end of the 1800s going into the 1900s, we're going to take our once every month and a half break to take a look at current events. This is a good time to do so because we have had a little bit of a break, as in spring break, major test, that type of stuff. So this just is a good time to do it because then we can get back into it and it doesn't really, we've already had a break, so that, this is, it can divide up a little bit. Now, if you have me for other classes, we do, if world history is going to be similar, so I want to say this before I explain it. If you have me for another history class and you have a current event in there, it is not okay to do the same current event. You have to find a different current event. So now let me explain, even though we've done this before. A current event, the key word is current. This has to be something going on in the news right now, not 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but something relatively recent, maybe 6 months to now. Possibly you could stretch it to a year ago to now would be considered current, but that I would like it to be, I'd rather have it sooner rather than super later. But another thing, when I'm looking at a current event, this is American history class. This is not about famous celebrities and their celebrity news. This is about what's going on today in social studies related stuff. American history, we're going to keep it the same. And so this is really going to be what I would consider political or government related. And what does that mean? Well, government related or political news is something that's happening in regards to our government, into world events and involving governments, or the political nature of meetings with other countries and diplomats, or it could be our president, could be our Congress, could be leaders within our government or leaders around the world. It could be any of that, but it must be political in nature, not celebrity news, as I said. So a current event, something happening recently, maybe involving the president or whatever. And I would like you to give me your summary. Explain what the article is saying. Generally speaking, we do something that might be able to help you, that we do every once in a while, is look at our 5 W's, which you do know, is the who, what, where, when, and why. That might keep you on track as far as your summary. What is the article about? What is it saying? What's the big issue at hand? And you're just going to give me a basic summary or explain that current event. That explanation should be about 1/2 page. So 1/2 page on a current event, something happening now, explaining, what that article is about. On that note, we will be looking at the continuing of industrialization as we move into the 1900s, and we're talking about big business and different government ideas as far as politics and economics together. So we will look at some of those things, and we are moving towards World War I, which is going to start speeding us up pretty quick. Once we get to that point, we start to hit the 1920s, taking us into the Depression, and we start moving along pretty fast. So on that note, we'll get to that next time. So for today, give me that 1/2 page summary for attendance and participation purposes, and I will see you next class.